in this part of the video series, we're gonna go deep into how to actually cultivate the feeling of confidence, that sense of power within yourself. And this is in line with modeling the Tony Robbins confidence that we talked about. For him, the way he created his confidence is by adopting the physiology, cultivating that sense of power within himself, and then thinking confidently. And we're gonna go through each step and then put them together at the end. And then you can install that within yourself. So this is the second part on cultivating that sense of power within yourself, okay? So one of the things that I want to point out to you is that our feelings, our emotions do not happen accidentally. We act as if they do. We say, I'm feeling this way, as if our feelings happen to us. But what's really happening is we're thinking about something that produces the feeling. And for most of us, this just happens automatically and passively at the subconscious level. And so it's as if we get these feelings. It's as if I'm just this type of person. It's as if I feel this way. But that's not what's really happening. What's happening is at some point in our lives, we learn to think that way for some functional or adaptive purpose. Even if we don't like the feeling, we learn to think that way for some reason, okay? And then it automated, and then we think that's just what's natural, normal, and who we are. We actually can be proactive about what those thinking habits are in the first place. And so how do we think in order to feel? Now, there's several ways, and if you go to my YouTube channel, you can find the section on state elicitation, intensifying states, and anchoring them. And that would be worth your time to learn that, because emotional mastery is one of the most powerful things you can do for your business. Your ability to influence yourself so that you're thriving rather than stressed out. It means a lot to your bottom line, frankly. It just does. So I would invite you to check that out. But in this exercise, we're gonna do it the way Tony does. And the way Tony does it is he recalls a time when you were feeling confident. And this is one of the most powerful techniques that they teach during confidence training exercises. What we focus on, we feel. Think about it. If you've been with a friend, this is one of the most common things we do with our friends is we share experience and transfer emotions, right? We all have that person in our lives who there's this connection with them, and we sit down and they start telling us a story about something that happened to them, and they're really excited about it. And as they think about the story, they go into this intense feeling of excitement, and then just by listening to them, we feel excited, right? Or we've done it too, where you have a great day at work or something amazing happens, or maybe you met somebody special to you, right? Or you got a new car, whatever. We have one of these peak, exciting, happy, confident moments of our life. We have a peak experience. And then just in talking about it, we go back into the emotion. And then the people around us feel better. Now we do this with negative emotions too, don't we? This is why it's important to put yourself around people who are going to lift you up, because our environment is hypnotic to us. But speaking of things that are hypnotic, right? Things that influence us subconsciously, we want to be able to choose what emotions are coming from our thoughts, or rather choose our thoughts. So let's think about a time when you felt really confident. Think about something that you're overly confident in. You know, it might be a time where you just felt invincible, or you felt like an absolute stud, right? I had a client one time tell me that he was so confident he could screw on camera, right? Now, the sentiment of that aside, right? We all know that feeling where you could just do anything, yeah? That could be the state that you remember. It could also be something that you're so confident in, you take it for granted, right? Many of us are really confident in things, but we don't realize that it's confidence. Like, you're so confident that you can tie your shoes. You don't think about it as being confidence. Just think about something that you're totally certain about, you know that you can do it, or remember a time when you were stunningly confident. And I'm gonna guide you through this experience of reliving that to the point where you feel those confident feelings come back to you. Now, with repetition, if you do this again and again, you will be able to go into that state at will. You'll be able to recall the feelings at will. In fact, for people, their most practiced emotional states, they can get back without trying very hard because they're the most practiced. Now, when we go through this and you're remembering your confidence, you're feeling your confidence, as the confidence reaches its peak, I'm going to invite you to squeeze your thumb and your finger together. And we're going to create a neural pathway between squeezing your finger and thumb and that feeling of confidence. With repetition, the more that you do this exercise, that neural pathway will be created stronger and stronger, so that the more that you squeeze your finger and thumb together, the more confident you can feel. You'll have a trigger on your body that you can go to feel more confident when you need it. Okay? This works through a pattern of, the neurological name for it is Hebb's Law. Neurons that wire together, fire together. We're creating a neural association of confidence for you. Think about how useful this will be. Now, do you have your confident memory? If not, pause this, think of a time when you were, and then unpause it. I'm going to assume if you're watching, you have your confident experience, okay? So really remember that time when you felt really confident. And what I want you to do is I want you to float into that experience. See what you saw at the time when you really feel that confidence. See what you saw, hear what you heard, and feel just how good it feels when you're really confident. Notice what it's like when you're feeling confident. What are you doing with your body? How are you breathing? What's the temperature of the air on your skin in this experience? How are you breathing when you're really confident? What were the smells that were there at that time? And I want you to run through this memory vividly from beginning to that peak experience of confidence, noticing how those confident feelings come back to you. And I want you to start it over again. Start at the beginning of that memory, run through it again, amplifying those feelings of confidence even more powerfully. Let them get stronger and stronger. And as they begin to reach their peak now, I want you to squeeze your finger and thumb together, creating that association of confidence to this gesture. Squeeze your finger and thumb together, squeezing that confidence right there. And then go ahead, when the feeling starts to fade, go ahead and release your finger and thumb. If you do this exercise and you put a small break in between it, right? So a 90-second break in between repetitions. Think of this as your mental confidence workout. If you do this and you get really good at accessing that confidence and associating it to your squeeze of your finger and thumb, you'll have a trigger to be able to instantly feel more confident. It's a very powerful technique. Now, practice this again and again and again until squeezing your finger and thumb together instantly puts you into the state. When you have that, you're ready for the next piece. Make sure you're watching, commenting, subscribing, following, because if you are, you're going to get access to the next video in which we talk about how to think in a way that makes you feel confident, right? How is it that confident people expect things to go their way? And then after that, we're going to chain them together. We're going to take the physiology, the feeling of confidence, the way you think when you are confident, and we're going to chain them together so that they act as one. You shift your physiology, you instantly feel the confidence, and you expect things to go your way. We're going to wire this in powerfully for you. And I'm going to give you some exercises to begin to bulletproof it, to practice it again and again until it's invincible. And there's also going to be a meditation with this that will tap directly into your subconscious mind to allow this to become a more powerful way of being for you in the future. So make sure you're following and you're subscribed and you're getting these notifications so that you can have that Tony Robbins confidence.